Hello and welcome to Newsdesk, the weekly gaming news roundup from the people at TheSixthAxis.com. The big news this week is that Xbox head Don Mattrick is leaving Microsoft to take a new job as CEO of social gaming giant Zynga. Prior to his position at Microsoft, Mattrick was president of EA's worldwide studios and since moving has overseen the launch of Kinect and the development of the Xbox One. In return for his $3 million annual payslip, Mattrick will need to work on turning around the company's recent misfortunes. It has already shut down 5 games this year with little warning and announced last month that it would be closing offices in New York, LA and Dallas, laying off around 18% of its employees. Elsewhere, Microsoft has once again found itself under criticism after Yasuyuki Higuchi, the head of the company's Japanese wing, described Japan as a Tier 2 country when discussing launch plans for the Xbox One in an interview, confirming expectations that the upcoming console wouldn't see a release date outside the initial 21 launch territories until 2014. LoveFilm, the UK-based movie streaming and rental company, has announced that they will be ending their Games by Post service. Games are now not available as part of new subscriptions, and current customers will see games removed from their options at some point before the 8th of August. An advert pushing Sony's indie efforts on Vita in this week's issue of trade magazine MCV has all but confirmed that Vita versions of Stealth Inc. and Spelunky are due in July, with Vlambeer's Luftrausers on the way in August. Lone Survivor is also noted in July's list, but the team behind the port have suggested that it may arrive later this summer. That team, Curve Studios, have also this week announced that they are bringing procedural PC title Proteus to PS3 and Vita in autumn. Meanwhile, a PlayStation Mobile port of Square Enix iOS title Chaos Rings is due in Japan in July, with a new top-down tactical Tokyo Jungle game also coming this month to the platform, with Western releases for either yet to be announced. Also this week, Sony have finally confirmed officially that Idle Mind's PS3 and Vita dungeon crawler Warrior's Lair is no longer in development. While rumours suggested that the title, which was originally announced as Ruin at E3 2011, has been moved on to Sony's San Diego studio before being cancelled, the company has remained relatively silent on the game's development since its announcement. Meanwhile, a retailer listing has reignited rumours that some kind of follow-up to Demon's Souls is on the way. While original developer From Software is currently working on Dark Souls 2 for Namco Bandai, recent rumblings have suggested that they could also be developing a spiritual sequel of sorts for Sony. While Sony own the IP and published the first game in Japan, Worldwide Studios boss Shuhei Yoshida recently noted that the company dropped the ball on not supporting it in the West. Chart time, and The Last of Us has made it 3 weeks at number 1, with Naughty Dog's newest also topping the Japanese charts in its launch week. The boxed version of Minecraft on Xbox 360 is number 2, with the 3DS's Animal Crossing New Leaf in 3rd. New entries include new Sims 3 expansion Island Paradise at 5, Activision and High Moon's Deadpool game at 6, and Company of Heroes 2 charting at 10 after only a couple of days on sale, having released on a Tuesday. In other news, a reporter suggested that Microsoft will have a press conference at this year's Gamescom Expo in Germany, their first since 2009, and Rockstar has confirmed that GTA 5 will come on 2 discs on Xbox 360, one as the install disc and the second to run the game. Ubisoft has emailed users of their games asking them to reset their account passwords after one of their databases was compromised. Journey developers, that game company, have discussed life after the game's release, confirming that almost the entire company had to be initially let go after the project went significantly over budget. And Nathan Drake actor Nolan North has stated that he has no idea about the state of any 4th entry in the Uncharted franchise. Wrapping things up, the first game in Microsoft's Games for Gold campaign, Defense Grid The Awakening, is now live, with Assassin's Creed 2 due on the 16th of July, and the month's new PlayStation Plus games are also now live. PSN users can now use their mobile phones to add credit to their accounts, and after a beta earlier this year, Sky's Now TV service is now live on PS3. Head over to the My Channels section under TV on the XMB to install the app. That's it for this week's news desk, but more on all the week's news, as well as previews of both Sony and Nintendo's upcoming lineups, head over to TheSixthAxis.com, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook and subscribe on YouTube to get all the news as it happens. We'll be back next week with more news desk, so until then, thanks for watching.